Alright, so I kind of figured that I'd do a sort of unboxing video and a side-by-side video of these really awesome watches. One being a Rolex 1803 reference in 36mm, and the other being my new to me 19038 18 karat day date oyster quartz. There's a lot of technical stuff online. I've not found a video comparing both of them side by side in hand or on wrist. So I'm going to do that for you tonight. So the first box here, and let me say something about boxes. See, you can see some dust on here. That's what they do. They collect dust, but people like them for some reason. I don't care, but I have them. So this is my very well-known US Diamond Dial Day Date 1972 fourth quarter 1803 Datejust. It is the standard bearer of dress watches, and it's a great all-rounder. The second is going to be pretty much my new daily wear, a 1988 never polished. I call this thing an ingot. It reminds me of an ingot, like an 18 karat gold bar. 19038 gold dial Oysterquartz Day Date. There they are, side by side. Again, I have not found a video of this. So the technical aspects are online. These are both stated to be 36mm watches. And they are. Okay, the stretch on this is minimal. I mean, that's it. My day date, it's had some love, but I don't care. You wear them. That's what you do. They don't live in a safe. But the dial is very rare on this one. So I'm going to put them on. I'm going to give you some brief facts, just from what I've had just for today. This is how a 36mm day date wears on me. Okay, hidden clasp, same thing. This is how a 19038 Oysterquartz wears on me. To me, the 19038 definitely has more of a wrist presence male-wise than the 1803. Okay, this is still a 36mm, still the same thing, but it wears larger because of the integral case. It truly does. These extended shoulders and the lugs really kick it out a bit. Again, this is a new old stock example. It's never been polished. Look at the sharpness of that crown. My 1803 may have been polished once in its life. It's still heavy on the case, but it's also a 1972 as opposed to a 1988. So it's lived a longer life. Some facts. So the 19038, they maybe made a couple thousand of these over the span of 25 years in 18 karat gold. They also have a white gold variant, and I believe there were very few made in special order platinum for the Middle East market. I'm ballparking this. Their links should be. I'm actually honestly don't know on how many links there are. I know that I'm going to need one or two, and they are expensive. I've paid $200 to $250 a link for this one. The links on this run about $400 to $600 from what I found on eBay. I have other sources that luckily I can get them for a little less, but you're not getting them for this. So side by side, the 1803 weighs approximately 123 grams, and this is missing one link. 1803 should have 4 links. This has, 4 removable links from what I recall. This has 2 and the third screw, so 3 screws. The Oyster Quartz definitely wears more. You have a sapphire crystal. It's heavier. This is about 150 grams, 152 grams. So that's the really nice thing about them, is that you get a heftier watch and it has more of a wrist presence than your conventional day date. This also comes with full boxes, papers, everything under the sun. I've never actually had a Rolex with full boxes and papers, so it's kind of cool and a historical fact to look at that. Both 18K, you know, they both have the presidential clasp. The drawbacks to the Oyster Quartz, okay? It ticks, so some people may think that it's not real, but you know it's real, and that's all you need to know. The servicing is a lot more expensive for this puppy than this puppy, and I have seen numbers for $1,600 or so if that needs a stepper motor. The worst I've gotten for the day date from my independent, who can get everything, is $400 to $500. The real big drawback to these are just some people are apprehensive because they are rare and the movements, you know, they stopped producing these for the line in 2002 was the last one. Oyster Quartz was in the catalog. I think it was 2002. And that's the apprehensive part. But if you can't afford a 40mm day date or a 41mm day date, I really feel like this wears bigger than the 1803 on me, and the extra heft of it, the solid feeling, feels a lot better than your 1803 or even a 18038 like a single quick. I think it's different, but you're still getting Rolex for it. But again, I think that these lugs right here, the extended lugs, like a Nautilus, like a you know, like an AP, how a 33mm Audemars Royal Oak wears a little bigger, which it does. IWC Ingenieur, I think that it wears bigger. So this is the first video I've ever seen of these two models side by side, and you can judge for yourself which actually looks bigger. Again, Rolex says these are 36mm. Same things. So judge for yourself, but I'm absolutely in love with this watch. I love the OQ. This one will, of course, stay in my collection. It's not going anywhere. I've dove in Hawaii with this down to 60 feet deep. I've gone to Paris in this. I've gone to Los Angeles or Las Vegas. I've gone to Texas. I've gone to a lot of places with this, and I feel like it's kind of time for it to take a little break and just kind of live on the winder and slow down a bit and have this beautiful, unpolished, you know, this 190 model just start living life with me. So that's what we're going to do. I may find a different dial for this, like maybe a wood dial or something a bit more exotic, but for now I'm going to stick it the way it is because I had to buy some links for this and they're not fun, but it's fantastic. But again, side by side. There you go. Thanks for watching.